Hey, Eric and Kim. Thank you so much for our continuation of our conversation. And I'm really looking forward to continuing how we're going to build better consensus among our communities. Eric, in your second two videos, a few things kind of stood out to me that essentially, like, basically what I was getting from what you were saying is it boils down to like communication, right? So, and on multiple fronts, right? So, teachers communicating with parents, parents feeling like they have the ability or the vocabulary or the background to be able to communicate with the school, and administration communicating with their teachers about what can we do, what are we able to do financially or within the confines of the law, et cetera, et cetera. I was just reading um, a study about how ELL parents, often English language learner parents, might not feel as equipped to discuss concerns with the school, because not because they don't want to, or that that there's this misconception that they're less engaged in their children's education simply because they don't speak English as a primary language. They're very involved in their students' learning journey, and but that it's just simply a lack of transparency surrounding how do you contact the school, who in the school is going to answer when the concerns are available. Is there somebody on staff who can speak the same language as them? Are they able to communicate directly with the school? And when they do communicate with the school, what is that outcome going to be? And I thought that was really interesting because we definitely saw that, like, this year in my school, we've had specifically targeted a number of interventions to try to improve our communications with ELL parents, including sending out newsletters that we always sent out, but we send them out in all languages now. And there's also an app called Remind, which I'm sure if you work in a school, you've heard of it before. Which it has recently updated its language to a few additional languages, which is really exciting. And we also have a company that works with Remind to translate for our families that speak Dari, which is super, super, super cool. And we've seen that pretty significantly, that the parents feel more equipped to be able to communicate with the school when there's a concern or just a question even. And that's been really, really awesome because I feel like I've been able to make connections with parents and build relationships with parents so that way they feel like they have someone at school who is there to support them. And I think that that would really kind of carry over very much to what you're talking about, Eric, when you mentioned having like a fact sheet of information. We do have that at my school for teachers, and we do professional development on that, certainly. Hopefully there are other schools out there that do provide that as well, but it's that's something that has to be updated constantly, certainly as laws change or as best practices change or as we learn how the brain learns better each time. But I really like this idea of maybe early onset communication more, and arming parents and arming new teachers with the vocabulary necessary, with the skills necessary, that we might actually see kind of a better return there on folks feeling like they're able to communicate directly with the school, their concerns, before it actually reaches kind of this crisis point. What have you guys experienced for communication in your school? What have you heard as a teacher? What have you heard, Eric, as a parent? And Kim, how does your school communicate directly with parents, or even internally? How do you communicate with your teachers, and how do we kind of share what is best, and what does that look like? What kind of frameworks do you guys have? I'd be really interested to know. Thank you so much.